the real NV87, the blind NV87, the NV87 who doesn't care what the screen looks like. Hi everyone, so you might think your fellow blind YouTuber Joy Ross gives a damn what the screen looks like, why don't you? Well, Joy and I are both blind, and to some extent we both believe in not letting our disability define us or stop us from doing what we want to do. She's a hell of a lot braver than I am right now, but that could change. I could get some guts eventually. It could be a long time coming. I don't know, but the point is, we're the same in that way. But first of all, she does care what the screen looks like. I doesn't. Bad grammar, anyone? She does care what the screen looks like. I don't. We're different that way. She has the patience of Job to sit there and go through all of her clips and figure out which is which based on their time signature. Go through 20, 30 clips or however many she might have and figure out, oh my God, I don't know how she does it. I mean, she wrote it out how she did it, but she has it in her to sit through that process and do all that. I don't. That is the most tedious sounding process ever. You know what? I might just have voiceover, which is the setting that you turn on the iPhone to get the phone to read out loud what's on the screen if you're too blind or dyslexic or print disabled to read it yourself. Read what she said. I said, how do you, who are as blind as I am, take all these video clips you made on the fly and edit them together into this perfect video? This is what she said. I'm slowing my voiceover down big time so you can understand it in case you've never heard voiceover before. This is what she said.
After I trim my video clips in my camera app on my iPhone, I go into iMovie, select Add Project or Trailer, then select Movie. After that, your photos and videos will pop up on another screen. There you can swipe through all of your photos/videos arranging in order from recent date to the past. I don't know how much eyesight you have, if any at all. But since I can't see anything, I have to memorize each clip and time signature. Have to memorize which clip goes in order from beginning to end to create the movie. For instance, I know the first video clip in this video was 5 minutes 56 seconds. The second clip was 1 minute 40 seconds. The third was 1 minute 12. The fourth was 44 seconds. And the last clip was 1 minute 6 seconds. As I am swiping through the videos and photos, when I hear these time signatures I am looking for, I double tap on each clip in order. At the bottom of the screen towards the middle, you will find a button which VoiceOver will speak and say is Create Movie. Double tap on Create Movie and there you go. Your movie is all pieced together into one video. Sometimes, between each video clip transition, you may need to change the different kind of fade out or dissolving to make the transition flow nicely. I personally cannot change the transition with VoiceOver on my own. I will always take it to my daughters to help me with this before I export it back to my camera roll. But in saying that, if for some reason I could not get my daughters or anyone to help me with the transition style, it's not the end of the world to upload it this way because you have already edited each clip and it is put in order. It just may fade in or fade out a little funny, but it's actually never horrible. From this screen you are going to go back to your projects, which is the button at the top left of your screen. Arrow left/back. There you will see your project and you will find the share button right below your movie. Double tap share. Swipe all the way down until you hear the button titled Save Movie. When you double tap on Save Movie, you will be given a few options of what size and clarity of movie you want to save. Always select 1080p. After double tapping on this number, your voiceover will notify you that your movie is being exported. Give it a few minutes, but do not go out of your app while it is exporting. You have to stay there until it is finished, or you will have to start the exportation process again. Now, your video/movie will be found in your camera roll. At this point you can go to YouTube and upload your newly created amazing video. Was this helpful? I hope so. If not, please let me know and I would be more than happy to help walk you through it again. Give it a try. And let me know how it goes for you, Smiley. I was going to be doing a video on how I trim my video clips in my camera roll last week. But with the new update to the iOS operating system, Apple completely ruined my ability to edit my videos with VoiceOver the way I used to. I am now having to use my old iPhone 7 to do all of my editing because that phone did not get updated, which is awesome. I have been on the phone with Apple accessibility support for the past couple of weeks, pointing out every single detail and problem with the new update. There are so many. They were blown away. A lot of them was in the camera app, which is a big problem for those of us who are blind and do our own editing. I am so frustrated with it right now. I have both of my phones synced up together and that is how I'm continuing to edit. Every video I film on my iPhone 10. When at home on Wi-Fi, all videos get uploaded to my 7. I edit/trim on my 7. Then the edited clips show up on my 10. From there I go to iMovie and do all the steps I just listed above. Such a headache. Anyways, I can do a video on this new downgrade to the camera app with VoiceOver, comparing it to the old operating system on the 7, which works amazingly. Apple likes to enhance our capabilities, but in our situation, they are taking away our abilities. I am going to keep advocating until they hear us out. They probably didn't think blind individuals would be editing videos, lol, right?
I wrote back, I'm like, oh my god. I think I got lost at go back and look at all these time signatures and memorize them. And of course, obviously, as she stated, it does not help that when iOS 13 was released, all of our abilities to use iMovie with VoiceOver just got completely screwed up. I certainly hope that Apple will fix those breaks. But I don't even know how to go into the camera and edit a video clip. Could I learn? Potentially. But... And again, you know, like I said, somehow she knows, you know, I think it doesn't come down to somehow she knows how to aim a video camera. She knows because she has not always lived in total darkness or whatever you call it when you can't see anything at all. She could see to some extent for probably most of her life. It was, 10... 15 years ago that she really lost it all. She had compromised vision. She can tell her story better than I can. Obviously, she knows her own history better than I do. I think she was what you would call visually impaired for most, if not all of her life. But her daughters are, 13 and 16, 14 and 17, something like that. And both of her daughters were alive and talking, sweet little voices, when she lost her every ounce of sight. She had very limited sight up toward the end, but she could still see something. In other words, it is very possible, I would say even probable, that she... In fact, Joy, if you're watching this, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's safe to say that Joy had some sense of what it meant to aim a video camera correctly before she lost her every speck of sight. And based on that, she is able to figure out how to do it right. And her sense of spatial... Her ability to figure out things spatially is hella better than mine. In other words, she can create a mental map. She can create a picture in her mind of where things are. Her picture and my picture would not necessarily be as accurate as hers. This was supposed to be about, why does she care about the screen and I don't? Because, first of all, because she does and I don't. Secondly, because she has some sense of what the screen might look like, and I don't, because I have been blind my entire life. And I don't know how to edit video clips in the camera app, and I certainly don't have the patience to take 30 different time signatures, try to put them in order, and work through that process. And of course, with the emergence of iOS 13, which one of my phones is running, and the other I don't think it is, but it's wanting to update, I think. It's a complicated, tedious chore that I don't have the patience to do, and it became all the more difficult, if not impossible, with the changes to iMovie brought on by iOS 13. So I'm glad that she uses iMovie and the camera app. Keep up the good work, Joy. And maybe one day I'll learn from you, at least as far as, well, from you or someone, at least as far as how to edit video on the camera app. Maybe, if nothing else, my one takes can be like 1.5 takes, as in one takes, and then like at least go back and get rid of some of that crap in there. Make it look a little bit more professional. But my way of making videos is probably always going to be through Tunes to Tube and MP3s and photos, because frankly I've got more power over an MP3 recorder, and I just kind of like it that way. And all of you YouTubers that literally use cameras and edit your videos through iMovie and Windows Movie Maker or whatever the video editing software is that you use, that's great for you. Tunes to Tube and MP3 recordings are what I use, and that's just what works best for me. Like I said last week, you do what you want, and I'll do what I want. On that note, I thank you for watching. Please follow me on Twitter, or if you must, on Facebook. Check out the description below for services and petitions that I believe in, and I'll see you in the next video when you hear what I have to say.